Hi, it's Dennis Green, and this is KCCK's Culture Crawl. And my guests today are from the Family Folk Machine, the all family volunteer, uh, all ages choir and musical group headquartered in Iowa City, but now reaching around the world. But more about that later. And Gene Littlejohn and John Renard are with me today. Gene, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us, Dennis. We're excited to talk about this with you today.
And John, nice to see you again. Thanks for making some time today.
Thank you.
So tell me about what has been going on with the Family Folk Machine, which, of course, is another organization that is designed expressly to bring people together in one space to be creative and make music. And now we've got a situation where that is simply something that can't be regularly done. So, how have you made the transition, Gene?
The choir was working on a great set of songs last winter and early spring, and John was directing them at the time. I was in Germany with my family, actually. John, do you want to talk about that a little bit in the transition?
Sure. Jean and her family were in Germany, as she said, and so I was leading the group in regular rehearsals, weekly rehearsals, and we were getting rehearsal tracks ready to go. And we had made some great progress on 14 or 15 tunes, all different varieties. And then in mid-March, the world just stopped. And so we, at that point, weren't sure if we would be able to get back together again in the spring or not. We had a concert date already set at the England, and we had all these things in motion. And then it became painfully clear that that was not going to be an option for us at all. And so then out of that, I think seeing other groups around that had started to do these virtual choirs where everybody records their own part at home and then they submit them. And then some technological mastermind uh, does wizardry and puts all the voices together. And then suddenly there's a choir from everywhere that were never in the same room together. So we sort of, jumped on that bandwagon and batted around a lot of ideas of how we might do that effectively and tried to figure it all out. And I have no technological expertise in any way. So I had lots of ideas, but no solutions. And that's where Gene and so many other people were able to jump on board and really sort of took it to a new level. So that's really what the transition was about.
Well, tell me how everything came together then, Gene.
Well, it's really exceeded our wildest expectations. And that's partly because 6 months ago, there's all kinds of stuff we didn't know how to do, but now we know how to do it. So that's been one really positive thing to come out of this. So we've had, we've been busy recording almost all those songs the choir was learning last spring, and um, people have been recording at home, sending in their tracks. I've been doing audio editing. Our associate director, Gayla Drake, has been doing the mixing and mastering on the tracks. And we've had three Family Folk Machine volunteers who have been creating videos to go along with the songs. So that's very exciting. April Clark, Susan Stamness, and Susan Spears. So we are ready now to unveil the first five of our song videos in an online mini concert. So we're really looking forward to that.
And it's called One Planet Online Edition. And is it just going to go up, or do you hope that people will all kind of come together and watch at a certain time to appreciate it in mass?
Well, I mean, like everybody, we so much miss being able to get together in groups. And so we just really wanted to be able to make this, to make it fun and to make people feel like it was a bit of an event. And so we're hoping to get people together on November 15th, a Sunday when our fall Angler concert would have taken place. 3 p.m. we're gonna have a YouTube premiere, so there'll be like a countdown, and then it's just five songs because we didn't want to make everybody like sit there in front of their computer for an hour or something when we're doing so much of that anyway. But there'll be like a little introduction, and then the 5 videos will play like a concert. And we'll have a Zoom link on the side in case people want to hang out and chat or have a little after party or something. And so we're trying to make it into an event in that way. Oh, and we're going to have a prize drawing. So,
Oh, well, it's always good to have prizes.
Yeah.
yes. So you have to be there for the event if you want to be in the prize drawing.
John, I know it's really hard to pick, but do you have kind of a favorite song that you're especially pleased with the way it turned out?
That's a great question, but the answer is a challenge because the cool thing about this particular concert is that there's so much variety in it. Everything from ELO to John Prine to Dolly Parton to REM to straight ahead folk tunes from the Carter family to original songs, some very and other songs very familiar to the general public, and other songs very familiar only to just a little faction. But it's hard, because they all have their own great merits. Some are really challenging instrumentally and vocally. Others aren't as challenging in that way, but that's kind of what makes it cool. So I don't know. Every time we're working on a song and we're trying to put it together, that's my favorite one. You know, and so I can't really say. You know,
Very diplomatic answer, John.
well,
when
it's
we
just
say when we say folk music, there's a certain image and a certain repertoire that we imagine, but you obviously have gone beyond that in picking songs out of pop and rock and making them, turning them into folk songs. John, is there any one in particular that, when you got it, you thought, I love this song, there's no way we're ever going to be able to do this, and then you arranged it and it ended up being really, really fun?
there's one that I thought, well, this is going to be really easy. It's going to be awesome, and it's a great message, and it was a relatively new song, and it was one by Dolly Parton. And when you listen to it, it's just so fun, and the message is so upbeat and uplifting, and it's exactly what I think Family Folk Machine's mission is all about, which is, and the name of the song is called "If We Don't." Well, when I sat down to actually do an arrangement of it and got the arrangement done, and then we actually rehearsed it live, I thought, okay, this was supposed to be really easy. Like, this was supposed to be quick to put together. It's really hard. So it's one of those things that, that we're keeping pretty true to form, and Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra. Uh, I think it's just a favorite of a lot of people just because it's such a great song. And but it's pretty tricky also. It's tricky enough when you're in a group together and you feel that comfort of other singers around you. But once you're by yourself in your kitchen, in your living room, wherever it is you're recording your own part, whoo, it goes fast and it's a little tricky, but
It's an online concert with the Family Folk Machine, One Planet, premiering November 15th, Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Gene, I know that when we were talking off the air, you said that another unintended positive benefit beyond learning all about this new technology to bring music online, you said that whereas in the past, of course, the Family Folk Machine has been people who could come to the rehearsals and the performances in Iowa City, but you've gathered some folks from farther afield to get involved.
Yes, that's true. For one thing, we have some local people who normally have a conflict with our rehearsal time who've been able to collaborate in the virtual project because you really can do it completely on your own schedule if you need to. So that bit of flexibility has been cool. It's allowed us to expand who we're able to involve in that way. But then we've also had a couple of regular singers who do not live in Iowa. We have a singer from Indiana, and we have a singer who's a relative of a Family Folk Machine family who lives in England. So that's a big first for us. That's been really a fun side effect of this project.
With the time difference, they are probably, coming to rehearse, probably doing their work at like midnight or something like that.
Yeah, although you can do it whenever you need to, and we record the rehearsals in case you can't be there at that time. You can just listen to them later, and so I don't know. By having the YouTube premiere in the middle of the afternoon, if you were in England, you could maybe come to that in real time if you wanted to, but you could catch it later if you need to. So, and Dennis, I should mention too that this first concert we're doing in November online is kind of the first third of the songs. And then we're hoping to have the second installment on New Year's Day, actually. John thought of the cool, cool title for it, Sing in the New Year. So, and then we'll have a third one sometime after that to round things off.
The online premiere of the mini concert, the first third, is called One Planet, and it's November 15th at 3 o'clock. And it's you said it's going to be a YouTube premiere, but you'll probably have the link on your own website so that people can get to it easily.
Yes, yeah, you can check on familyfolkmachine.org, and a few days ahead of time, we'll have the link posted there and also on our Facebook page. You can find us on Facebook and find it that way.
Well, I hope you have a big audience to watch it live, and then that people who can't be there Sunday at 3 will have the opportunity to come and watch it, of course, at their on their own time. And hope it goes well. And stop back and talk to us again when you have one of the other thirds of the concert coming up.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Dennis.
Thank you.
Gene and John, thanks so much for being here.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Take care.
Again, familyfolkmachine.org for the YouTube link and more information about the Iowa City Intergenerational Choir that is continuing to sing together even when they can't be together. You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:20 or download the podcast. Watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture or using your favorite podcast app. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.